Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today I ask a big important question to myself. Am I a scientist? Here I told my story to be a scientist. For many of us, it takes several years to figure out what we love to do and build a career around it. So what I remembered when I was wanted to be a scientist. Yes, of course, why you will talk about I was. So why not? Yes, because you are scientists now, you will talk about the previous experiments and you will talk about that. Yes, of course, I will talk about too. I was children and I don't know anything only from textbook. Before I didn't have internet to access the knowledge. So in my previous primary school, I don't know have no idea about English, no idea a lot of things that related about science, but I care about it to nature and whatever things and the planets and a lot of things such as fish in the river and how they breathe and the sun where after rain with sun rainbows how its effect it is everything become like puzzles to myself so I try to want to figure out but have don't something people to ask. I come from village and many people don't know how to deal with it. I ask my parents, they don't know because they never go to school before and just never go school. So literally actually my parents. But for me I am a scientist. My family my proud of that so I will talk about later about my family. So about the story of my life is so briefly, and you can talk about it a long. It's spent many years, many days. I can talk about it. So the story of my life is so briefly, and you can conclusion that I was subtract knowledge and nearly spent every times on learning and but fail on memorize. I'm a memorize not good and have to understand it, try to figure out it's by calculation and try to use scientific explanation that I can remember it. So it found it on my brain. Now I'm doing now is biophysics in chemistry, and I have to do some calculations using the Python or some other softwares and the MathGraphs, and many people like it to do. For me, I prefer attracted to the biophysics chemistry. That's made me inspired again and want to doing something about coding. And so I decided to develop this channel and decide to share my knowledge to many people who like me. So that's my like wanted to continue this channel for the further ways. So why and wanted to be a scientist? One and I say it's hard to remember. I think is in college I was majoring in chemistry and I try to understand many of the things chemistry and not only focus on textbook. I go to library and reach almost the chemistry book, but I fail on the test. Sometimes because I'm not interested in the textbook. After that, I try to know what is things important and try to understand the world, even though it's happened. But I'm trying to understand them. Finally, gradually, I was interested in literature and the chemistry science. As inspired me when I doing something that really inspired. I can spend all days on learning and the calculation, the chemistry, and the science that's made me inspired. I nearly read most of the things. I understand most of situation, what a science is, and how the split the techniques on the front I like them or others. So when I to be a scientist and going to college in USA, how is my family reacted? Actually, my family a little happy when I go there because first I was lived far away from my homeland in China, so they would be so feel happy when their only son live so far from the homeland, so they little fine. But sometimes they feel satisfied when their son are decide to go there and pursue a good future, and so for this reason they pretty happy. And for my grandpa and grandparents and they like to share my views. They said you are rich, rich in the knowledge, and they like they said and believe that you will be a great scientist in the future, and they encourage me to go board and encourage me to be a scientist. And of course, is I myself, I am confident in myself too. I decide to be the scientist in the futures, and I plan everything. And I my things, is called inspiration. Inspiration was inspired. I try to do my GitHub pages and my portfolio, and try to learn a lot of the software and decide to share them all, and try to practice my writing skill and email to my professor. All about this, I prepare for to be a great scientist. Of course, I think I'm a scientist because I'm patient scientist and going to do as a scientist waiting for me, and I will prove to you. Now I think I'm a scientist and I'm going to be the famous scientist in the future. Goodbye, thank you for listening.